But Dinesh, I'll move on to you.
No,
A new op-ed by Max Boot in the Washington Post says that Trump couldn't have incited sedition without the help of Fox News. And President Biden needs to reinvigorate the FCC, or else terrorism, the terrorism that we saw on January 6th, may be only the beginning rather than the end of the plot against America. Dinesh, the new authoritarians now want government censorship after calling Trump it for years. They are now the real fascists.
Yeah, I think it was George Orwell who described socialism as a boot, perhaps he could have said a Max boot, stamping on a human face forever. And fascism, which is one variation of socialism, is when the government works in collusion with private industry and private agencies to carry out the state's bidding. So this is basically what Boot is advocating. He's calling for the government, through the FCC, to muzzle the political critics, the most influential political organ that is critical of the Biden administration. And this is a pure undermining of the kind of give and take of criticism that is essential to the democratic process. Essentially, Boot is advocating a new form of fascism.
Well, it's a new form of fascism, but it is also a call for essentially a clash of the individuals who are being assaulted and criticized for no reason.
Well, the key thing here is that the left, they are trying to do something that goes way beyond the election. The election was very close. The Democrats take the Senate very narrowly. They lose ground in the House, about 10 Republican seats. The presidential race was close. Now they're trying to take that, where they have no clear mandate, the country is evenly divided, and they're now trying to demonize and criminalize all the people who voted on the other side. They're trying to turn the opposition into a kind of captive population. And that's why all their analogies come from foreign wars. They talk about ISIS, they talk about Al-Qaeda, they talk about the Ba'ath Party. Well, basically, we deal with those people with bombs and with bullets. So they're acting like domestic critics. People who voted for Trump are foreign enemies and should be dealt with that way.
Well, it's terrible. And Harmeet, this is what MSNBC's Frank Figliuzzi had to say about the FBI monitoring our National Guardsmen.
The signs of radicalization really are not that someone has a criminal record or that someone is on a terrorist watch list, but rather that they have online postings. The FBI doesn't have those kinds of resources, nor do they have the time frame in this race against the clock to check out 25,000 people's social media postings, nor may they even have the legal authority to do so. That's my concern.